So part of our rice series, we're trying to do, one of the things which I make, and it's a Pakistani pulao, pulao, and you will hear that word pulao in many different cultures. There's some simplicity in the Pakistan Punjab, the way they make the pulao. It's a vegetarian dish. The flavors are extremely simple. I'm about to make this out of garbanzo chickpeas in other regions, it's called. You can do with peas, mixed vegetables. You can do with anything. Keep it vegetarian. That's the reason, because in one of my other videos, I'll discuss how to make something with meat. And they're done a bit differently. It's a very simple recipe, but it's about the technique of it. If you go wrong with the proportions, flavor, you'll get the flavors. You really need to get that rice one strand at a time. That's extremely important. I'll start again with some oil. I'll put some oil. I'll cut some onion. I'll get the onion to a point that it's almost red, because I do want a different color. And onion in this dish is also giving color. It's not just for the sweetness, so that's different. Basmati Pakistani rice, as always. The two or three spices I use is cinnamon and black cardamom. That's it. Salt always for flavor. Now and then I'll use cumin, zira, and that's it. And garbanzo to complement this dish. And I typically don't do a complement. In this case, I'll make a raita. And again, raita is yogurt based. I'll do something which is very simple, and it just gives that oomph, and you'll see that. So let me start with cutting the onion. So I have oil in this pan. It's burning a bit, so I lowered the heat. When you fry it and something is too thick and other things are too thin, it does not fry properly. So just make sure, if you're doing 1 inch, then let it be 1 inch. If you're doing half an inch, let it be that way. I'll increase the heat now. Typically, in many things you have seen me cooking, I always say, wait till you smell the onion. In this case, it's not the smell, it's about the color. And depending how dark you take it, that will be the color of your rice at the end. I do like it like a creamy color, so that's what we're trying to achieve. As this is doing what it's supposed to, let me prepare my other spices. Cinnamon. You can use any kind of a cinnamon, but to do real flavors, the cinnamon which comes from Sri Lanka is the best cinnamon on the face of the earth. The round one that you typically see around Christmas time, people hang it around the Christmas trees and stuff like that. That's not the right cinnamon. The flavor of this cinnamon is very different. I always use all of it. It's one of those things that if I use powder, it would not do justice. Black cardamom, same thing. Couple. I'm not about to do what I typically do, so I'll try to do the right way so people know. I typically put it in my mouth and break it. It's not the right way to do it. Open, open. I do need the seeds and I do need the skin. Let's come to our rice. Sorry, our onion. The sound is happening, the colors are starting. Now, what people are used to, having that aroma when onion is happening, is already happening in the kitchen. It's not about the aroma right now, it's about the color. Remember that. So you can surely stop over here and put the rice and whatever the next steps would be. I don't want to, because I do want that color. It's almost that concept. What do you do around Easter? You do onion peels to give the eggs the color. So that's exactly what we're trying to do over here. Onion is already becoming, it's very close to being translucent right now. Very close. It's not there yet. But my spices have to come in, because if I wait too late, I do need my spices to be fried a bit. And open. And soon, the smell of these spices will come along. Cups. I have a habit of using any cup or any mug. You can use a proper cup and proper mug. 2 cups, 3 cups. The idea is very simple. So if I call this a cup, which I think it's a bit more than a cup, the idea is the amount of rice you use double the water. So if you are proper with the cups and want to do it that way, 1 cup, 2 cups of water, 1.5, 3 cups of water. So that's the rule. So I have this garbanzo chickpeas, uh, which I boil myself. So I buy a huge bag, 10-pound bag, and what I do is I soak them overnight in salt and baking soda. The amount of garbanzo, I think it's around 2 pounds. As I said, it's too much, but I'll still do it. I'm not trying to cook this. It was frozen, so I took it out from the freezer like half an hour ago. So it's a point that yeah, you still might see a bit of ice in it. What I want to do is to cook it to the point that the flavors start merging together. As this is doing, and everything is very quick right now. The smells are right. Take the rice, and we'll use a real measuring cup, and let's see, which I've not done in my life, how much it is really. Okay, making a lot of mess. I'll take care of it. Okay, so whatever I have called cup and a half with my this cup is not exactly 2 cups. So again, you can go with proper measurements, but you can always have something in the house and that will work. So it's cup and a half, so I'll do 3 cups of water. All my flavors are here. I'll put a bit of cumin now. My spices are done. My roughly 2 cups, the rice, cup and a half of my cup that I use. One, two, and three. I could have had these measurements up front. The reason I sometimes show it to you, because when you see something cooked very clinically, you don't get the grasp of it. So the rice has been boiling for a few minutes. You want it to get that rolling boil. This is where it makes a difference. At this point in time, cover. I'll go to medium heat, let it cook, and I need to start my raita. Take some cumin, zira. Now doing this, what happens is, it brings that flavor out of cumin. And all I'm trying to do is roast to a point that I can smell it. I have yogurt over here. Cup and a half, doesn't make how much. You just want a smooth texture. One thing which I did not do, and while doing the video because I was talking, I forgot. So don't talk and do things, because multitasking is not for humans. I did not put any salt. A little bit of salt. And since I put the salt now, typically I would have put the salt before the first boil. Does not make a difference. And you see how the water is lower. Cover it. Heat is fine. I'll keep an eye on the heat. Another few minutes. Cumin has not, haven't gotten the smell of cumin yet. But as it's happening, the two things which have to happen, actually, I was about to put salt over here. That's how remembered a bit of salt in your yogurt, a bit of sugar in your yogurt, and that's it. You can make your raita as complicated as you want. This is the simplest version. You can even have, don't like cumin, you can put mint. If you want to put other things, chop some onion in it, chop some fresh chilies in it, chop some cucumber in it. So you can do this. This is a very versatile side. Mixing it a bit. Okay. the color started changing. Switch the heat off. Actually, I went a bit too long, but that's fine because I'm about to take it out of this. Now, I'm using a manual hand version of it. You can use a grinder, but what you want is not to make a powder out of it. That's very important. So if you are about to use a grinder, just don't. Now, what you don't realize, surely you see the smoke. The smoke is also bringing the flavors. You can smell the cumin everywhere in the kitchen. That's the flavor of your raita. That's it. Surely it's hot. Like this is hot, doesn't make a difference. I'll put that in my yogurt. At this point in time, if you want it a bit spicier, put some chili flakes. You don't need to. I'll leave it over here. Let's come closer to our rice. It's already getting to that point. I'm waiting for it to get to the point where I don't see any water bubbles, which is it's right now. Regular black pepper, a little bit of that. Little bit of garam masala. Garam masala actually brings that last oomph in it. The water is mostly gone, just bubbles. I'll cover it. I can go on low, but I know where we are right now. It will cook on its own. I'll switch it off. The heat of the pan will cook from here. So after I close the lid, it just sat like this. If I touch the top, it is hot. I'll open it over here and you'll see all the steam happening. And what you want is to keep the rice structure proper, you want it to get a bit cooler. See, all the water is gone. I want it to be a bit cooler, not all the way. As I do this, the raita I made, so let's put that in. Rice, I should wait a couple of more minutes, but it's fine if you're doing it. If you're doing it for the first time, wait to the point all this steam is gone. But I know how to handle it. This is the technique. You have to go underneath. It's very important, else the rice breaks. Don't try to do anything special. Just come underneath. And don't push anything. You want each strand. Let's put some rice here. Now you remembered that I put garam masala and black pepper on top. Many people serve it a bit differently. They'll put it at this point in time. I find that flavor a bit overwhelming. So what I do is I put that up front. By this time my rice is ready. My raita is ready. So let's do a taste test. It's too hot still, but I'm sacrificing my life for all of you. Just rice first. Smell. Cardamom is the most I smell. I do smell a bit of cumin. Now to do it differently, bit of this, bit of this. The onion is there. There's a flavor of onions coming through. I made raita. I like it that way. You can make any curry. You can put on top on the side and eat it. I hope you enjoyed it. Be around with us. Subscribe to our channel, like this video, and I hope that you can make pulao in your household also. Thank you so much.